So, have you ever really wondered if your thoughts could actually shape your reality? I mean, really shape it. Well, that's the powerful, world changing idea right at the heart of Rhonda Byrne's global phenomenon, The Secret. It's a book that's inspired millions to totally rethink their approach to life. And it does this by introducing a principle called the law of attraction, which basically suggests that our thoughts and emotions literally shape our reality. Yep, you heard that right. This one single idea is the foundation for everything we're about to explore. So you're probably asking, okay, but how does this actually work in practice? And even more importantly, how can I apply this to my own life? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to break down all the key concepts, the practical applications, and the really profound lessons from this groundbreaking work. All right, so here's our game plan for the next few minutes. We're going to journey through the core principles of The Secret. We'll kick things off with the fundamental law of attraction. Then we'll jump into the practical three-step process for manifestation. After that, we'll explore some powerful tools, gratitude and visualization, and see how The Secret looks in action in everyday life. We'll even touch on how to master these concepts. And to finish, we'll wrap it all up by talking about embracing the power this whole idea puts right back in your hands. Okay, let's dive right into the big one, the law of attraction. This is, without a doubt, the absolute foundation of The Secret. At its heart, the central premise is super simple. Like attracts like. But what does that really mean for us in our day-to-day lives? Well, according to Byrne, our thoughts aren't just these passive internal things that happen in our heads. No, they actually emit powerful energy frequencies that resonate out into the universe. A great way to think about it is like this. You're a human radio transmitter. The frequency you're consistently broadcasting is what determines the station you tune into. And in that very same way, your thoughts act like powerful magnets, attracting experiences, people, and circumstances that are on that exact same frequency. And here's the thing, and this is so crucial to get. This works in both positive and negative ways. On one hand, when we consistently focus our thoughts on things like gratitude, success, and happiness, we're basically tuning our personal frequency to those positive outcomes. And guess what? We attract more of them into our lives. But the flip side is also true. If we're constantly dwelling on fear or scarcity or failure, we are unfortunately broadcasting that frequency, and we just end up perpetuating those very challenges. Now, the key takeaway here, the big aha moment, is that the law of attraction is always working. It doesn't matter if we're aware of it or not. It's totally impartial, kind of like gravity. It just amplifies whatever we give our focus to. And, this is a huge realization because it means we have to take responsibility for our inner world, for our thoughts and our emotions, because they're the true architects of our reality. So, if our thoughts are really that powerful, the next logical question is, how do we intentionally direct them to manifest what we actually want, right? Well, this is where Byrne's straightforward yet really profound three-step process comes into play. Think of it as a practical guide for consciously harnessing the law of attraction. All right, let's break this down. Step one is to ask. And this is all about getting crystal clear on what you truly desire. You've got to be specific, you've got to be intentional, because hey, a vague request to the universe gets a vague response. Simple as that. Then comes step two, believe. Now, honestly, this is often the hardest part for people. It requires you to cultivate this unwavering faith that your desire is already on its way to you. You have to really work to eliminate doubt and align your thoughts and feelings with your goal. And finally, step three is to receive. This means opening yourself up to your desire with gratitude and joy. You literally act as if your wish has already come true, really embodying that feeling of having what you want, right here, right now. Okay, so to help with those really crucial believe and receive steps, The Secret highlights two incredibly powerful tools you can use every single day. They are gratitude and visualization. I like to think of these as the practices that can really supercharge the entire manifestation process. So first, let's talk about gratitude. Now, this is so much more than just saying thank you. Really practicing gratitude actively shifts your focus away from what you feel you lack and onto the abundance you already have. What this does is create a powerful, positive energy field around you that naturally attracts even more blessings into your life. And then there's visualization. This is all about creating a vivid mental movie of your desired outcome. You have to see it, feel it, and emotionally connect with it as if it's already happened. This kind of mental rehearsal strengthens your belief and literally starts to pull your goal closer to your reality. Okay, so we've got the theory, we've got the process, and we've got the tools. But how does all this actually play out in the real world? Well, the principles of The Secret can be applied to literally every single aspect of your life. We're talking everything from your health to your relationships to your finances. For example, when it comes to your health, the whole idea is to focus your energy on wellness and vitality, not on sickness. You visualize yourself as a healthy, vibrant person, and you try to avoid dwelling on every little ache or pain. For your relationships, you can strengthen your connections by focusing on love, kindness, and understanding. You can visualize harmonious interactions and genuinely express gratitude for the people in your life. And when it comes to your career and finances, it's all about visualizing success and abundance and actively working to replace any of those limiting beliefs you might have about money with empowering thoughts of prosperity. All right, so now that we've covered the core concepts, let's talk about actually mastering the secret. And this involves a few things: understanding its historical roots, acknowledging some of the common criticisms, and most importantly, getting some practical tips you can start using right away. One of the really fascinating things Byrne highlights is that this isn't some new age idea that just popped up. She actually traces the law of attraction through the wisdom of some of history's greatest thinkers. We're talking Plato, Shakespeare, Edison, even Einstein. She argues that these brilliant minds understood and applied these exact principles to achieve their extraordinary success, which suggests this is more of a timeless truth, not just some modern trend. Now, it's definitely important to address the elephant in the room here. The Secret has faced its fair share of criticism. Some people argue that it oversimplifies really complex realities and that positive thinking alone can't solve deep-rooted systemic problems. And you know what? That's a valid point. But the perspective that's offered in the book is that the law of attraction isn't meant to be some standalone solution that magically fixes everything. Instead, it's a powerful, complementary tool that, when you combine it with action, can profoundly change your personal experience and your outcomes. So, how can you start integrating these principles into your own daily routine? Well, here are a few really practical tips. You can create a vision board. This gives your mind a constant, powerful visual reminder of your goals. You can practice daily affirmations to help reprogram your subconscious beliefs into a more positive state. Try to meditate regularly. This helps quiet all that mental chatter and connect with your inner self. And finally, and this is a big one, surround yourself with positivity. The environment you're in and the people you're with have a huge impact on your energetic frequency. So, as we start to wrap up our journey through The Secret, it's pretty clear this is more than just a book, right? It's really a powerful call to action. It's an invitation to take back control of your life by mastering the one thing you truly can control: your own thoughts and emotions. Byrne's message is one of ultimate empowerment. It's reminding us that we aren't just passive observers sitting on the sidelines of our lives. We are. We are the co-creators of our reality. And by embracing the principles of the law of attraction, we can unlock the potential to live a life that's filled with purpose, joy, and abundance. A life that we actually designed for ourselves. Look, if there's just one thing you take away from all of this, let it be this: the incredible potential that lies within you. As Byrne so eloquently puts it, you can be, do, or have anything you want. And that incredible journey, it always begins with just a single thought. So, I guess the only question left to ask is, what will you choose to create today?